Almost everything 84.
Hey guys, Dan is Almost Everything 84, and today I have a review of a wine cooler. It's a 4-bottle wine cooler, and it's manufactured by Igloo. It's distributed by some company, Curtis, who would be really support for it. Let's take a closer look. Now, as we get closer to the unit, you could see, or sort of see, it's got a glass front to house those 4 bottles. It's a 2-layer glass. And the measurements on this unit are 7 inches across. It's got 18 inches of height, and it needs just about 20 inches of depth in there, so you could see. So really, that would make sense for the length of the bottle and some of the unit in the back to fit. Pretty compact. It weighs around like 18 pounds or so. I thought this would be a little more portable. I was thinking of putting it on the boat. But the more I was, handling it, I don't think that's a good idea. This is obviously a vertical unit for your wine, and it can house red or white. I wouldn't, not both at the same time, because it's a single climate control. You'll see right in there, I already have my own little thermostat and humidity reading, because this doesn't have one, which is probably the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And I should have realized that before I bought it. But there is no digital readout in here, so you have no idea the temperature in here for your wines unless you just stick like a unit like this in here. So you could see like the minimum, it's gone 61 to 64 degrees. These are red wines that I have in here, and I want to keep them between really 62, 63, 64, 65, something like that. And you have this knob in here that just says min and max. And at first I started all on the max, and it was going into like the 50 degrees. It's just too cold, better for whites. So I had to eventually put it all the way to min, basically not even on that much. And that keeps the reds at a consistent, really 63. It's only 64 because I just opened the thing, but it's been at 63 degrees, and this has been for just about a week and a half. So it is keeping that consistent temperature. And it's going to have a lot to do with your environment too. I keep my house at 72. So this is how it works in here. A little bit of a pain that it doesn't have one of those things, but I should have noticed this. And it looks like I just broke this thing as I was doing it. Anyway, it's got a white light in there. You can see that's shine, so you can get kind of a glimpse of what's in there, not really. And I have right now 4 bottles of red wine in there. I got a Camus up here. I got some Eminent Domain, which are pretty large bottles, and they fit in here. And all these racks are removable as well. You could slide them out, these metal racks. One thing to note is just on the top bottle, you have to have the bottle clear this area right here. So just make note, if you have a really large bottle, you can see as I'm pulling out the Camus here, it's rubbing a little bit, gets in. So just something to note, the top one's a little impacted. The rest of them you can kind of fit in. They can even push up a little on a rack if they have to, because they need to fit. Also, as you jump down and you look at the feet, they are adjustable a little bit, so you can level this out, raise the height a tiny bit. The lesson here for me is that do your homework a little bit. This unit's about 18 pounds. It's a little bigger than I thought. It's not something that I'm going to be comfortable lugging around, putting on my boat that's going to go to like 110 degrees when I'm not there in the cabin and having this operate. So they make other coolers for that, especially for marine applications. But it ended up now on my floor next to my bar, and it does look small and weird next to it right now, but it's okay. The 4 bottles works out. I just put the the better bottles in there, and it keeps them at the temperature that I desire. The one thing I'm afraid of is, when I've read through most of the reviews on this, is that they seem to break after like 11 months, 12, 13 months in that first year time frame. They seem to have issues. We'll have to see and report back how it does. But for now, it's doing the job. For the costs, it's not a bad deal.